you are still manually auditing your Google Ads account. You are wasting hours clicking through tabs, exporting data, and taking screenshots. You are probably also missing on critical issues. I am about to show you a template that runs over more than 40 Google Ads checks. It will audit any Google Ads account in under 5 minutes. All in one clean report you can hand to the client or use as your optimization checklist. Let me show you exactly how it works. So what is the automation actually checking in your accounts? First, it will screen through account settings to look for checks like auto-apply recommendation or enhanced conversion for leads. Then it will go and check for conversion tracking. Is your conversion tracking working and okay? Then it will go through everything regarding targeting and bidding, the bid strategies, the keyword quality score, do you have negative keywords in your account? Finally, it will screen through the ads, see if you have disapproved ads, checking your ad strength, and so on. The automation will always give you a description, either you fail or either you pass for that specific check, so you know exactly what and how to fix it. Finally, the automation will calculate a score based on your checks to give you an overall score for your accounts and where you need to fix stuff. Let's check, for example, the auto-apply recommendation. If we go back into Mark Effect, you can see that you have different branches for the workflow. Let's check the branch for auto-apply recommendation. First, you have a Google Ads node that will do a query to your Google Ads account using Google Ads query language to receive the information if the auto-apply suggestions are enabled or not. It will pass that information to a Python node with a bunch of code. That code sole purpose is to give a score. It's 1 if the auto-apply suggestions are disabled, and it's 0 if they are enabled. Once we have the scoring calculated, we pass that information into Google Sheet. So if you go back into the Google Sheet, you probably notice that some tabs are hidden. The raw data tab is the one that actually receives the scoring from the automation. And you can see here, auto-apply recommendation score is 1 because the auto-apply recommendations are not enabled. When we have all the scoring for all the checks, this is what we use to actually calculate the final score, fail, pass, or to evaluate. Enough theory, let's see how it actually works on a real account. The first step that you have to do is to copy that Google Sheet template, the one I just showed you previously. Once you duplicate that template, you add the URL into the spreadsheet node, you select your Google Ads account, and you select the date range. Once you have made those changes, you can just press play and the entire automation will work and run and send all the data back into our Google Sheet. Let's see what it gives. Okay, the automation finished running and you can see that it took just under a minute to finish it. Let's go back into the Google Sheet. So it wrote all the data right there in the raw data, and in the Audit tab, we have the score for our account. So we are around 59% overall score. So we can quickly check what passed and what failed. For example, enhanced conversion are not enabled. That's something that we might want to do. For the conversion tracking, we have 7 primary conversions, more than the recommended number of those. So that's something that we can go and fix. And so you see, we have a clear view on what should be fixed and how we can actually fix it. So this automation is really, really powerful because it gives you a clear optimization sheet for your Google Ads account. Let's customize that workflow a little bit. For example, the auto-apply recommendation. For the moment, it's set up that if the recommendations are not enabled, this is a pass. And let's say we want to do it the other way around. Let me show you how to do that. Let's go back into Mark Effect. As a reminder, the first node gets the information from the account and the Python node actually calculates the scores. So if you want to change the scoring, this is in the Python node that you have to work. But obviously, not everyone is a Python coder or developer, so we can use Mark Effect AI Copilot to do that job for us. So let's open the Copilot right there, and when you click on the node, it will select that node in the Copilot. So just explain the Copilot what we actually want to achieve. So currently in the Python nodes, we apply a scoring. So we apply a 1 if auto-apply suggestions are disabled and a 0 if they are enabled. We want to flip the scoring for this. And we just chat with the agent. So the agent will analyze what we want. It will check the node and it should modify the Python code inside to change the scoring. So we can see here that he understood that we want to flip scoring logic and then he actually changed the scoring logic. So you can quickly modify your workflow just asking Copilot to do the job for you. For the example, I will create a check that will analyze the responsive search ads we have in the account. If any headlines is pinned, the score is 0. If no headlines are pinned, the score is 1. So I will just copy the prompt. Add an RSA pinning audit section that pulls all responsive search ads from search campaigns and writes a summary row to the sheet, score 0 if any RSAs has any pinned headline description, otherwise 1 with a short description. So we'll just give that to the Copilot as a prompt for him to create that branch for us. Okay, so the Copilot finished working. He created the branch. So what's actually in the branch? First, he made a Google Ad node that will get the data from the account. Then RSA pinning score using Python, and then he will write that data into a Google Sheet. So he did everything by himself. So let's give it a run and see if it actually works, or if we need to do some fixing. So you can see that my raw data sheet in Google Sheet is actually empty before I run the test. And I will just run those nodes. I don't have to run the entire workflow, just this one. Okay, so let's go back into Google Sheet and see if anything is written. So RSA pinning audit, the score is 1, no pinned headlines or description found in RSAs. So you see, in a matter of seconds, the agent was able to understand what we want, check how to query that to Google Ads, write some code to actually make a scoring that makes sense, and finally write everything in the proper format in our Google Sheet so we can use that in the audit tab. So this is how you can, with Markifact Copilot, customize your audit. So this is it for the video. If you want to try it yourself, go grab the link in the description, connect it to your Markifact account, and run your first Google Ads audit in less than 2 minutes. See you in the next one.